Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Story Garden with your host, Diann Floyd Boehm. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, I have a new story for you, The Little Girl in the Moon, Moxie and Tycho Town. It's from the series of The Little Girl in the Moon. Don't worry, boys. The little boy in the moon is coming soon. We're working on the art now. Before I get started with the story, I'd like to tell you just a little bit. My daughter Katherine did the artwork. I'll share some more about how we came up with the ideas and the magic that she created. Moxie, the doggie, is the little girl in the moon's doggie. And a hint, the little boy in the moon has a doggie too. I can't wait till you see that story. More about that later. Put on your imagination cap. Relax and embrace imagination. Here we go. Today is a great day to show you around my Moonling town, said the little girl in the moon. This is Moxie. She's my Talala, what you Earthlings call a dog. She's going to be our guide. And here's Moxie, the Talala. Can you say Talala? Very good. So real close up. My Tununza, or town, is called Tycho, said the little girl in the moon. You may have heard it called the Tycho crater. We're standing outside the crater now and need help to breathe, said the little girl in the moon. That's why Moxie and I are wearing space helmets. And here's a picture of the moon and Tycho crater. Maybe you can learn more about Tycho crater in school. Or ask your mommy and daddy or your grandma. Moonling Tununzas are very similar to your towns, except we live inside of the moon craters, said the little girl in the moon. This way we can have gravity. Well, sort of. Our shoes have special material inside that allows us to stay on the ground. But if we take them off, we float away, said the little girl in the moon. And Moxie wagged her tail in agreement. Look at Moxie's shoes. Even Moxie has to wear those special shoes so she won't float away. Moxie pressed the moon rock so we can enter the crater. Look at Moxie, about to press the moon rock. Have you seen moon rocks? If you go to the museums, you can see some of them. Let's see, NASA has some great ones. Okay, we can take off our helmets now. There you go, Moxie. You cute little thing, said the little girl in the moon as she helped Moxie take off her helmet. Now we can see Moxie. She's so cute. Makes you just want to cuddle with her. Our town is a bit like a small town on Earth, said the little girl in the moon. You see, we enjoy watching Earthlings and all your beautiful traditions around the world. So the grown-up Moonlings decided to build a town just like yours so we could experience what life must be like on Earth, said the little girl in the moon. Let's follow Moxie. She wants to show you around. And Moxie wagged her tail and started leading the way. This is the Grossiere Store, just like your grocery store, said the little girl in the moon. Moxie nodded and wiggled in excitement, thinking about the yummy treats inside. Look how their grocery store is. A different shape. But after all, they are on the moon. And here is our Talala and Kition hostel, a hotel for doggies and kitties, said the little girl in the moon. They have everything that makes a Talala and the Kition happy. Right, Moxie? Moxie wagged her tail again in agreement. What a fun hotel for the doggies and kitties, right? I love the paw prints. Well, this is the banca. You call it can you guess? That's right, you call it a bank in your town, said the little girl in the moon. It's where we save our money. Our kirka is a place to sit and enjoy the quietness of the moon, said the little girl in the moon. It's one of my and Moxie's favorite places to go. And here's the kirka. After sitting in our quiet place, we often go to the furnace and smell all the yummy things baking. Oh, can you smell it? Go. Ready? Oh, what do you smell? I'll pretend I can hear you yell out what you think you're smelling. Cookies, cupcakes, bread. Sounds divine. I know Moxie loves the smells too. And Moxie wagged her tail in agreement. That's right. Do you visit the bakery in your town? And here's our bakery. Like a giant cupcake. Whoa! I would go in there for sure, wouldn't you? The furnace. Now, this is a mouthful. The Tycho Town car park. What does that sound like? You're right. The Tycho Town car park is where we park our flying cars, said the little girl in the moon. Earthlings have car parks too, but most cars on Earth can't fly yet, can they? Moxie watched a car whiz by and wagged her tail. No, Moxie, you can't go for a car ride yet. We have to finish our tour, said the little girl in the moon. If you notice, Moxie looked up because the cars can fly. And here is their car park. So as the cars go whizzing by and they're ready to park, they come in here and they park there. They get out of the car and they come down the elevator, and then they're down here ready to walk around. Imagination. Our next stop is the hospital. You call it a hospital, said the little girl in the moon. I bet you guessed that. And here it is. Very close to the hospital is our, ready, another mouthful, is our Service Retenir Station, where we find Moonlings civil services like the police and the fire on station, just like your police and fire stations on Earth, said the little girl in the moon. Check this picture out. A big eye. Because they're watching us to make sure we're safe, of course. Our Schule sounds very much like a word you use for school, said the little girl in the moon. Moxie and I love to visit the playground there, just like you. And here's a picture of their school. Kind of cool looking, right? This is the Ak Chopin, said the little girl in the moon. You would call it a rock shop. Moxie wagged her tail again. She loved to chew on rocks when the little girl in the moon would let her. I love the rock shop. So cute, so colorful. Rocks are very important to the people, or the Moonlings, on the moon. The Lithion Theatrum, what you call a live theater, is where we watch all kinds of plays and musicals, said the little girl in the moon. I always like to sing along. Moxie barked and wagged her tail. She liked to sing along too. Doggy singing. I love the theater. If you haven't ever gone to the live theater, make sure you do. It's so much fun to see a show with real people. Can't begin to tell you how exciting it is to get all dressed up and go to the theater. Well, now Moxie wants you to see the Museum, where we learn about the history of the moon and can touch and feel lots of rocks and fossils, said the little girl in the moon. What do you find at your museums? And here it is. There's so many things here, like we have on Earth. Well, our Tununza Centre, what you would call a town center down on Earth, is where we go for all kinds of things, said the little girl in the moon. We especially like looking at the stars and at the cosmos, and we do so in the Cosmo Observer just like you, said the little girl in the moon, and Moxie wagged her tail in agreement. As you can see, the centre looks just like a dome, said the little girl in the moon. And here it is. And the dome, the Cosmo. Let's learn a little bit more about it. If a town leader wants to talk to all the town moonlings, then we all come to the square in the evening to listen and watch the universe, or to look at the earth, said the little girl in the moon. The dome opens and a giant scopus, what you call a telescope, comes out, and the city leaders beam what they want us to see from the telescope onto the big screen. It's spectacular, said the little girl in the moon, and Moxie wagged her tail in agreement. Must be amazing to see. Well, this is our Tununza, our town, said the little girl in the moon. Moxie loves showing you around Tycho Tununza, and we hope you enjoyed our tour. It was so much fun, wasn't it? The end. I want to share a little bit with you about the art. So I sort of thought up the different shapes and spoke to Katherine about it, and then she used her imagination from there and designed these incredible looking buildings. Now she teaches at a university, all kinds of technology things. And so she has these amazing tools for her art. And she just did an incredible job with software that she paints with and the computer. And so that's how she could do so many cool things. She knows how to layer and just make magic. I wouldn't know how to do any of that. But I'm so lucky to have her. But I loved how we could take both our imaginations and put them together and see what she comes up with to create something beautiful for you. I hope one day we can make these all little toys so that you can play around and build your own Tycho crater. Another thing I want you to know, in school, I hope you can ask your teacher about Tycho Crater or someone that you love, like your mom, dad, grandma, uncles, because it's so much fun to study the crater. We love looking at the moon, and I'm sure you do too. So I hope the next time you look at it, see if you can spot the crater, and with your imagination say hello to the little girl and the little boy in the moon. He's been hiding lately. He'll be out soon though. In the meantime, give your doggy a great big hug, and that's that imagination. But let's look at a little bit of the Moonling words, our first vocabulary. Station, station. Station, can you say that? Station. Banca, say it. Bank. Centre, good. Center. Civis, city. Civis retenere station. Let's say that again. Civis retenere station. City Service Center or station. Flygon car park. Flygon car park. Flying car park. Firma bakery. Frion station fire station. Grossière Esther fire station. Oh, sorry. Grossière Estora grocery store. Silly me. Kition kitten. Kirka meditation home. Cosmo cosmos. Cosmo observer, the Cosmos Observatory. Crater crater. Lithion theatrum, live theater. Muezda museum. Observa observatory. Ok Chapon rock shop. Hospital hospital. Hostel hotel. Police station police station. Retenere service. Schule school. Skopos telescope. Talala dog. Talala and Kition hostel doggy and kitty hotel. Tunza town. Tununza center. Actually, it's Tununza Centre, town center. Tununza Centre, town center. And Tycho Crater, Tycho Crater. So those are our Moonling words. And when you have this book, the vocabulary is right there for you. And have fun to make up words. I bet you can make up words too. Remember, we always want to embrace our imagination and have fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed visiting Tycho Crater, and I look forward for you to seeing the other parts of Tycho Crater with the cars whizzing by. So embrace your imagination, and remember, till next time, I hope you have a great day.